I came to college, I figured I would kind of fall behind everyone and would just be a number to a lot of my professors. But when I came on, the professors knew me by name, they would remember me, they would ask how my day was going, they would ask about any little individual thing to make me feel welcome.
There's a certain caring, you know, it extends way beyond just that they're the instructor teaching the students. There's a relationship there. It makes you just want to try harder and know that somebody cares or that someone's paying attention to what you've got going on, you know, like it would be in your own immediate family, and it really means a lot to me.
To have those people that are long tenured, that are there, that help build upon the foundation of the school, helps make the school better. And I believe that's an important aspect of Wayland.
I've always been in public schools, and so, I mean, I've always been surrounded by a Christian family and Christian friends and the church, but to be able to go to school and have that at the same time is such a blessing. To be able to go to a class and have your professor pray over you right before your exam or your quiz or anything like that. I mean, for Christ to be put into the classroom without it being a bad thing, it changes the whole experience of your everyday life. Instead of going from you can't discuss Christ in your biology class or your English class to a class where it's perfectly okay to discuss those things in class, and for prayer to be a completely acceptable thing in class. It's just so much fun. There's just a feeling that Wayland has that you don't really get very many other places.
As a high school student, I felt a calling to full-time vocational ministry. And so as I explored what that meant, what the ramifications would be for my life, I needed to go somewhere where I could pursue that educationally. It was so enlightening to go from my experience of basically one church to hearing from these guys who had been working in numerous churches, worked with so many hundreds of students over the past, and had seen and heard so many different things, and were able to prepare me. What you're always looking for in someone to mentor you or teach you is somebody who's been there and done that and can kind of help miss some of the bumps in the road that they hit full on, and maybe get a little bit of a shortcut to some of those successes that they found the hard way. And so I felt like that's what happened, is as they would talk about not only biblical truth and Christian history, but also just the nuts and bolts of working with people.
The church-based atmosphere is, I think, very important. And the older you get, I think you learn that is more important. And if it's built into your foundation of your beliefs, then going to school at a place like that makes sense.
The spiritual atmosphere on campus is very vibrant. The students want to serve Christ, they want to worship, they want to grow closer to God, which is very important. We have chapel every week in the Herald Auditorium, where we're able to worship, pray, and dig into God's Word to get to know Him more. And through that, I've been able to see my faith grow, as well as encourage those around me.
It's amazing to me. You'll hear stories about the students at Wayland and what some of them are doing and what they're involved in and some of the accomplishments. I mean, it's like some major stuff, you know, some of cancer research and just really, really stuff that's making an impact, that's really making a difference.
It's both an honor and privilege for me to serve as the 13th president of Wayland Baptist University. As the first Wayland alum to serve in this capacity, I'll assure you I fully understand and support the work of this institution and the impact that it has on lives around the world. As we look at the evening news, we realize that there's never been a time in the history of this country that there's a greater need for what Wayland Baptist University delivers, not just on its home campus in Plainview, but around the world. The money that you give to this institution will be applied to change the learning environments in which our students and teachers work. And we know from both the research and common sense that environment makes a tremendous difference on how students learn and the quality and character of the graduates we produce. And so I invite you to join me in giving to the Impact 2020 campaign. I'll assure you it's one of the best investments you will ever make.
It means a lot to me to have an opportunity to give back to what I feel gave so much to me in the first place.
going to college has never been more expensive than it is today. That is true at state universities as it is in private institutions. So it is imperative that our alumni support the university to be able to provide those opportunities for this generation and future generations that someone before them did that allowed them to go to school as well.
Being able to have donors that you as a student know that actually care about your education is a huge deal. It's kind of like, oh, wow, that person actually like invested in my education. I mean, that's a huge deal. It kind of brings kind of like a pride to you. It's like, wow, they care about my education, so I mean, I need to work just as hard to get that education.